Apparently I'm eating in a messy way now for you guys. If you see me lick the pudding bowl, you're practically family. I'm gonna have chocolate in my teeth. Oh well. So today is day 11. It's Monday. I've spent most of my morning just trying to cut videos down to 15 minutes so YouTube will take it off my iPhone. I'm verified, but you know, there's like a glitch where Apple stuff doesn't work well with YouTube or whatever, and I can only have a 15-minute video unless I transfer it all to my computer, and it's not as good a quality as if it comes straight from iMovie. And iMovie, I can't do iMovie to iMovie on my computer because I have an old version, blah, blah, blah. Boring. Very boring. So I haven't really gotten a lot done on my knitting projects because I'm just messing around with this. But I know what I'm going to do. I do think I'm going to keep this up. Not every day, you know, vlogging, but some sort of podcasting. So I kind of know how I want to do it. And I mean, I have some good equipment. I just need to get the computer. So what I can show you is a whole 3/4 of an inch that I've worked on this hat for my uncle in the Lion brand woolies. It's an uneventful hat. It's just 2x2 rib, and it goes for, you know, 9 inches or something. It's a free pattern, and I think I showed the pattern. I thought it was called a Watchman's cap. It's soldier's hat, I think, something like that. Anyway, I did that, but I was going to show you some that I made this summer. I joined the Any Hat knit along. Andrea Jimenez was she's the Knit Picky on Ravelry and on Instagram. She hosted a hat knit along, and it was just right after the summer sweater knit along, and or maybe toward the end of it, and I don't know, after sweaters I needed hats. So first I knit her pattern. It's called Buckalope, and she did it in I think she used Buckalope View yarn, which I think I showed you some that I got a few days ago. She used that yarn, I believe, for hers, but I had some stash yarn I could use. The first one I did, I've already ripped it back. I used Madeline Tosh colorway that I love, but it was, the skein was short. It was short quite a bit. So I doubled it up to make it bulky weight, and I should have had enough to do the hat, but I didn't. So no, I had to omit a couple of rows, and it just wasn't, it was great for a child. Like a young preteen or a child, it would be perfect. But I just ripped it back, and I knit the second one out of this red sock, blue sock yarn that was called Taste the Rainbow, you know, like Skittles. And you can see this is just a really great bulky colorway. And then I used it plus some knit picks, Hawthorne and what's the bright yellow one, to do the pom-pom. I had to fill it out. I didn't have enough of this left over, but this is a nice big ginormous hat. It's super warm over my ears because it's bulky, and you can see that cable is awesome. It's got some little pom-pom going on. Really great pattern. I want to make another, and this is a good one to do as a gift because it's so fast. I think that well, no no more gifts this Christmas, but maybe later for people. This is the one, the best bulky weight, fastest hat, I feel like, because it's not, there is some ribbing here at the bottom, but this pattern is more interesting than, say, that Watchman's cap. That gets a little old. And then I did this beret, and it's, Yikes, now I don't even remember, shoot, what it, who designed it. It's from that book. Okay, I'm gonna have to go get it. Okay, it's from Free Spirit Knits. And this is Anne Podlesak. I don't know how to say the name exactly, but here you go. The hat is Saguaro Blossom Hat, and it's really pretty in a solid color, or a tonal. It would look great. Here's a pretty good picture of, I'm going to turn it where you can't see things, that pattern on top, but you can see it on mine. I used some Circus Tonic Handmade yarn, and it's a tonal. It's not real variegated. I thought it was a real gentle color and it would look good in this design, and it does. I love the little hat, the little, you know, bubble on the top there. It's a good fit. I can block it. I haven't blocked it to be larger. I didn't block for any, because the first time I knit it, it was too big and too floppy in the band. So the second time I did block, but for the pattern, but I didn't block it out. So it can actually have a little more of a beret kind of slope if I want it, but I like it. I like it like it is. So, so that was another design I knit this summer. So, I mean, I'm ready for winter. I've worn both of these a bunch. And hats are always fun. I enjoy so much, especially a bulky weight hat, casting it on with bamboo needles. I don't know what it is. It's something from when I first started knitting. It's one of my favorite things. So I've done nothing on the socks, on the Sunset Highway, on anything. Totally just been about yesterday, you know, well, you will have seen, by the time you watch this, you will have seen what all we did. It was a busy day. And I was outdoors quite a bit, which was good because we needed it. We had been cooped up quite a bit with rain. So I took the dogs walking, and ooh, I said it. They didn't notice. Pretty much that's that. Anyway, I don't have anything else to talk about. Yeah, nothing. If you have any input on, well, you know what? I figured out how I'm doing this for the rest of December, and I'm probably just going to use my phone. Once we get the computer, which should be in a couple of weeks, maybe less, maybe I'll have time to look to, you know, load up my programs. I might go with Final Cut instead of iMovie, and just kind of, I might get started before the end of the month, but I don't really see that happening. Christmas is a really busy time. My husband's birthday is before that, and I don't see. I really wanted to knit him some socks for his birthday, which he would enjoy, but he wouldn't wear them very often. I made him some slippers, and he wears them when it's really cold, but not very much. So he would probably he wants to just go see the new Star Wars movie with my son-in-law and daughter coming into town, just all go together, eat, and we'll just celebrate it a little later than his birthday.
This is Jenny Any Dots, just like the poem. All day long she sits and sits upon the rug, upon the mat. She sits and sits and sits and sits, and that's what makes a Gumby cat. But when the day's hustle and bustle is done, the Gumby cat's work has hardly begun. In other words, she keeps me up most of the night. This one has stolen her little spot in the basket. We call it the crow's nest. She has stolen her sister's place. She bites my feet through the blankets at night. Yeah, you're really mean, huh? No.
I did want to ask you guys, are you watching Dirk Gently? I love that show. When I saw the trailers for it, before it actually officially came out, I thought, looks like, you know, Doctor Who-ish something, and I'm kind of OD'd on that. It's so good. It's so funny. I'm just out there. I love it. Elijah Wood is in it. Anyway, actually, when we were visiting my daughter, she lives near Austin. We were driving around. She goes, "That's Elijah Wood's house. He lives on that street." I mean, I didn't really get a look at it, but that's kind of cool that so many people are flocking to Austin. I mean, I can see why. I wouldn't mind living nearish to it. Anyway, Dirk Gently is such a good show. The first season is out now, and it's probably available on Hulu. It is. And the second is actually happening right now. So we've got like two episodes to catch up with because my husband helped me with all this computer stuff, and he missed a show for a week. But yeah, it's really good. You should watch it if you like at all, like comedies, silly things. It's very silly, but it's a lot of fun and well acted for such a silly show. I don't know where it's going. It's based on a Douglas Adams book, and I guess the book was named Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. I'm not sure, but I've heard it really doesn't follow the book at all. It's very different. It must just be kind of Adams inspired, because it does, you watch it and it's like reading one of his books. I've read The Hitchhiker's Guide. I don't think I read the sequel to that, and that was so just random. You didn't know what was going to happen next. It was so surprising, but it was always good. It always felt right when he did something, and that's how the show is. It feels right with all the silliness. So yeah, it's worth watching.
It's from Darn Yarn, and it's a 2 at a time soft hat. So it's a really cute print. It's got a flat bottom, so it'll sit up. And then it's got a space for each separate ball of yarn with a divider that's a little zipper pocket in between. I like the inner lining. And then it snaps with just one snap at the top, so your 2 different yarns can come out of each side. And a little handle. This will be really handy knitting those mistletoe socks. And then I got some yarn also on this silk paca base. And it's a non-superwash base that she hand dyed. And I forget what base where this base comes from, but anyway, it's really pretty. These are coordinating colors, 3 of a kind, and yeah, silver lining. They look really nice together, and they're super soft. Kitty approves.